so we can have more conversation about imposter syndrome. As you already know, imposter syndrome is not psychological issue. It's not recognized by the DSM. So it's a book basically that collects all the psychological issue that people can go through. And of course, the imposter syndrome is not listed there. The imposter syndrome is like more something that we can use, whether in psychology or in everyday conversation, to make an understanding about what we're going through, our internal speech with ourselves. And is this a way to doubt ourselves and our value all along the way in every step that we do in our career or in our personal life? It's first discovered in the 60s. It was first studied in the 60s, mostly with women, because at the time divorce started to be a thing, and so there was a lot of women not only care for their family and the kids and the house, but also working. And this overwhelming situation, because there was nothing in society in place to help women throughout this process, make people feel inadequate in their role, whether it's mother or as a worker, because women start to enter the work field, and the work field was basically built for men in a way that usually the men work 9 to 5 or maybe overtime, whatever, but there was someone else on their back, a wife usually, looking after the house, do all the meal planning, care from the child, take them to school, and watch them in the afternoons, put them to bed, and so on and so on and so on. So the workplace was built for someone that do the work and nothing else outside, other than maybe eating, enjoy their life, and maybe a little hobbies. So when women start to join the workplace, caring for their children, they felt very inadequate. They found that they weren't a good woman, good mothers, because they couldn't have the time that previous or the societies show as adequate time to look after the kids, and they couldn't have enough energy to spend at work because night up and so on and so on. So the imposter syndrome is start to be something to speak about, to think about it. It's became something more popular and start to raise awareness of feeling of being enough, feeling of not be up to certain standards, and so on and so on. And this syndrome, let's say, is very recognized. A lot of people can feel themselves in it, can recognize as mostly women, but it's not only women. Usually we can see even people coming from different backgrounds, diversity, or even men that have a different emotional intelligence, let's say. So they have a different sensibility compare what the society portrayed to be a strong man. And this inadequacy is usually fight with fake it until you make it. And in my opinion, as a psychologist and psychotherapist and working with women in this field and have this kind of feeling myself through my life, is what make the syndrome worst. because the imposter syndrome is actually what the name is feeling an imposter, feeling that I'm posing for something that I'm not. And the message that usually you can find across how to fight the imposter syndrome is fake it until you make it. And this is make it worse because the doubts that we have there, they're there for a reason. It's part of our mindset, is part of what makes us high performing somehow, even if we don't recognize that we are high performing in a work environment or in personal life. And usually, fake it can make this sense of wearing a mask even more intense. And there is this still, you are not dealing with this feeling that you're not enough, you're not doing enough, and you need to do more. And when you don't do more, you feel anxiety, you feel depressed, and all these other things that can actually lead to a proper health condition, mental health condition like depression, anxiety, burnout, and so on. So, what can help a woman in leadership to fight the imposter syndrome? Usually, what I always say, start within yourself. Why these doubts are there? Why we are hearing this voice inside us that tell us all these awful things sometimes? More likely, we have these voices there to protect us. Maybe not right now in this part of our life, maybe when we were a child, maybe to help us to connect with our environment, maybe to help us to connect with our parents, maybe because we felt as a child that we could not be loved if we were not performing in a good way. So these voices were there until our childhood to protect ourselves, to protect our network, and to protect our sense of belonging. And this is one thing. The second thing that you need to understand is the environment. When you are in a type of environment that don't value you, you can still feel this feeling of not be enough. So, like for example, if we go to bias, for example, so women are not good driver as kind of worldwide bias, basically. And if you are a good driver and you grow up in a family where they don't have this bias and then they think that women and men are good equally to drive a car, and then you are in your group of peer, for example, friends, whatever woman or man, because bias are internalized in women as much as men, and everyone around think or say that women are not good driver. Even if you're a good driver, you believe in yourself. In this kind of environment, you will feel you're not good enough, that you have to focus more, you have to be more careful, you have to exercise more and drive more carefully, for example. So the second step is about your environment. Understand who is around you. Are they help you to value yourself? Are they helpful to help you understand your progress, your goal, your achievements? And the third thing is exercise yourself. It's probably if you suffer, let's say, use this term, even if I don't think is suffering as mental health suffering, but if you feel yourself as imposter, start to exercise on celebrate your achievements, even the small one, because more you train yourself to celebrate, you will be able to recognize your progress. You will be able to have a better benchmark of what you are doing and where you are leading. So this a little bit in a nutshell, how you can fight the imposter syndrome if you, like myself, fake it until you make more worse your daily life.